They dismissed the claims that Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg and other detainees from the Hamas Samud flotilla were mistreated, calling the allegations brazen lies. A statement, the ministry said all detainees' legal rights were fully upheld while in custody, and that Thunberg and others had not filed any credible complaints about their treatment. What did Thunberg say about her treatment, though? Now I got to see.
Clean food, clean water. The moment I remember, she dragged her very intensely, and they even like put the Israeli flag on her face, and they even put Greta on a trolley. Like they treated her like animal.
I fucking love Israel now. Fucking love Israel now.
They throw all of our medication, the essential, and up until today, our stuff we didn't get any stuff, our baggage and so on. So I think the world needs to know the cruelty from the Israeli. They are so cruel people.
She was treated terribly. You know, I mean, she was like, they draped her in an Israeli flag and they just pushed and pulled her wherever they wanted and for whatever propaganda they wanted. I was like 3 people in front of her in line, and she came close to this private room and they just shoved her really aggressively and put her in the room, and then Ben Gvir arrives and goes into the room with her.
I mean, so far so good. I don't see what the problem is here yet.
And they were just, you know, it was awful, but they were trying to use her as propaganda for their optics, but she was just treated like a piece of trash, you know? They seemed to be mean-spirited on purpose, but it was strange because of the solidarity of the people of the world, that their capacity for violence was restrained, and so then they were just disorganized. It was very strange. It's like they were very mean.
And
they were mean
day, in the jail.
They were very mean. It's just like fucking tone policing soldiers. Soldiers capture you in a fucking flotilla, bringing aid to their enemy, and they're just like, they were not very nice to us, okay? They were very mean.
When my campaign were praying, the first prayer of the morning, Israelis enter with violence and try to stop this, and I can't stay more still. And so I did my opposition with them. I've never lived something similar. It's just a little part of what Palestinian people can live there, because our treatment is different. It was better, but it was really, really bad. Not human, not humanity. Guys, they are like, I don't know, fanatic, really, as nobody else in the world I've seen before. Something really bad.
Kıymetli Gazze murabıtları, kıymetli Gazze murabıtları, Büyük Gazze İttifakı.
You know, one of the reasons that it's really hard to get the West to give a shit about the things that are going on in the Middle East, and so here's what happens. You get through, here's how most people do it if they're actually watching the old news, like the old MSM. They'll watch it, and then they'll get all through U.S. events, and then they move over to like world events in the Middle East, and you just see people go, oh, and they change the channel. They're like, let's see what else is on. And one of the reasons it's really hard to get people interested is because their language sounds really fucking stupid. It just sounds stupid to people. I know that that's really a shallow thing to say, but it's true. When they're all like, people are just like, yeah, I don't fucking care about this. Hey, big man, been struggling a lot with the logic behind there being an afterlife or not. Any recommendations on people who have talked or written about this? Yeah, I would still go to Jay Dyer's channel. They've had a bunch of shows on that. 20 grifties for the cause. Greta held up by Israeli. Greta Thunberg has not met a lawyer since being processed by immigration authorities. Per the Time of Israel, that's right, immigration. Did she have permission? Okay. Black guy here. I've been swimming since 5, well before I joined the USCG. So I was fine swimming in boot camp, but yes, swimming is not an activity blacks practice often. Okay.
Very disgusting how they treated us in the prison. They were very hard. They had a very much protocol, so-called protocol, just to make us feel so disgusted with ourselves. And then we had to change our clothes. And then they will put us into a cage under a very sunny bright. And then they didn't treat us as a hijabi. Some of our Muslim women, they denied their hijab. And then when we were in cell.
Oh no, they wouldn't let us wear our hijabs. No, I'm sorry, but this is really hard to take seriously. As a humanitarian crisis, Greta Thunberg and her fucking leftist buddies who are trying to get a flotilla into an active war zone. And they're like, they would not let us wear our hijab. And the other guy's like, they were mean. It's like, this one's kind of hard for me to be like, well, I don't care.
They didn't even give us clean water and also medicine, even when we asked. And one woman was in a serious dire need of a medicine. They denied it. They say if she didn't die yet, then it's okay. And then we had to drink from the tap water in the toilet.
Israeli forces. This message recorded and taken against my will by Israeli forces. This message, recorded by activist Greta Thunberg, was released on Thursday after Israeli forces seized dozens of boats carrying foreign campaigners and aid bound for Gaza. Cameras live streaming on board the global Sumud flotilla showed crew raising their hands in the air as heavily armed Israeli soldiers boarded their boats and surrounded them. The Israeli foreign...
Okay, look, again, very, very difficult for me to care, right? It's like, yeah, what did you think was going to happen,
on a deck.
Right?
It said on social media the campaigners were being taken safely and peacefully to Israel to be processed for deportation. Israeli officials have denounced the mission as a stunt. Since the first boat set sail in August, the flotilla has become one of the most high-profile symbols of opposition to Israel's blockade of Gaza. It involved over 40 civilian vessels from dozens of countries, carrying around 500 parliamentarians, lawyers and activists on board. According to the organizers' website on Thursday afternoon, not all boats had been stopped. It also said some of the vessels were hit by incendiary devices during the interception.
Yeah, I'm sure they were, because they were trying to bring supplies to the enemies of Israel in Gaza. Okay, look. You don't have to be a supporter of this conflict. Okay? And you don't have to be some big Zionist supporter either. And you shouldn't be, by the way. You shouldn't be a Zionist supporter. But the idea that you're going to try to get a flotilla through a nation who's engulfed in an active war in order to bring supplies to their enemy, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty confident that that's basically considered an act of war. Okay, I'm pretty confident that it's basically like, if you're trying to get supplies to the people, they're trying to get supplies to the people you're at war with, I'm pretty sure that that basically becomes an actual target at that point, doesn't it? I mean, wouldn't that be well within the scope of war rules? Like if you're trying to get supplies to people's enemies, they're going they're going to fucking take you out, right? That's what they're going to do, aren't they? Yeah, it's a very stupid thing to do. I mean, so it's, again, very difficult. I'll listen to some more of it, but...
While footage from one of the boats was said to show it being sprayed by water cannon, Reuters could not verify the date and location the video was filmed. News of Israel's action against the flotilla sparked protests around the world, with demonstrations held in Greece, Turkey, Argentina, and other places. Leaders of several countries also spoke out against the move. South Africa on Thursday pushed Israel to release the activists, who included Nelson Mandela's grandson, saying its interception of the aid boats was a violation of international law.
I'm pretty confident that it's not, though. Like, I'm pretty confident. Like, you can imagine, oh, the Russians are getting supplies from such and such group. And they try to bring supplies into the Russians, and the Ukrainians mark that as a target and, like, blow it up. I'm pretty sure that that would be okay. Like, by the rules of war, I'm pretty confident that you can do that kind of shit. I can't wait for the war in Gaza to be over so that these morons can put their money where their mouth is. Looking forward to seeing how the Gays for Gaza movement is welcomed by the Islamists. Yeah, true.
I bet those glasses make you see better.